is being both audio and video recorded. And I would ask those, just a quick reminder, if you've got your cell phone with you, to please put it on mute. Public comments made during this meeting are both audio and video recorded and shall form part of the record, which will be retained according to the town's retention bylaw. And for more information about the collection of that, I would ask you to contact the clerk's office. Just before we open the meeting tonight, I would like to ask if we could have a moment's silence for the victims, their loved ones, and their family of the horrible massacre in Nova Scotia. We have staff members who have close family ties there. I had the privilege of working with the councillor, Tom Taggart, who's the councillor for County Colchester, where most of the horrible situation took place. And I have reached out to him on behalf of council to offer our condolences and, of course, if any assistance if they needed it. Even though we are not at town council, the flags are flying at half staff. So I'll have a moment's silence. Thank you very much, everyone. So the first item on the agenda tonight is the open forum. And this is kind of exciting. This is the first time that we have had public participation in a virtual setting like this. So the very first person that we'd like to hear from is Donna Weiss. And Donna, if you could put your audio and your video on now. There you are. Good. I just wanted to say first that I think it's very appropriate that the historian is actually participating in history tonight by being the very first one to participate in a town hall meeting virtually. So welcome.
Thank you. Well, thank you for allowing me to speak again about the Innisfil Review. As you know, the 2020 Innisfil Review has been 4 years in the making. 4 years of interviewing, researching, phoning, emailing, gathering, you name it, 10 committee members have done it, all in the name of putting together this tribute to 200 years of Innisfil. You are the second council to support and encourage us along our writing journey. Of course, none of us could foresee or use 2020 vision to know what a situation we could find ourselves in when this year finally arrived. So here we are, a now completed book project, index just finalized, and only an article on the effects of COVID-19 on Innisfil requiring some finishing touches. We have selected Georgian Copy as our publisher, a company that works with the Simcoe County Health Unit and RVH to produce COVID-19 info materials according to their extremely strict standards. So our book is in good hands. Our hope was to print 2,000 copies and to offer the reduced price of $15 to $20 for those who contributed stories. We felt our request for 30,000 was valid and allowed for this subsidy. Our plans include a pickup date of July 9th. Obviously, the location and the format is uncertain, but a drive-by pickup is a serious consideration of ours. To summarize, right now, this nearly completed book is the only game in town, the only tribute to our 200th celebration that is definitely going ahead. So let's be honest, folks. Our considerable volume of volunteer and paid work is now done. Other ideas are in a wait and see mode to celebrate the 200th, but this is not. This is going ahead. Please reconsider the staff recommendation amount and help us move forward, allowing the current council, the current staff, and Innisfil Historical Society a positive, feel-good moment in these challenging times. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Donna, for being here tonight. You have the option of, staying on the call, on the Zoom meeting to watch the rest of council, or if you'd prefer to leave the meeting and watch via YouTube or do something else, that's certainly up to you. But
thank you for that option.
Okay. Next is Vanessa Morel, and it's regarding item number C2. Vanessa?
Hello,
Welcome,
thank
Vanessa.
you for allowing me to speak tonight. My concern is with the Next 9 golf course and the destruction of the forest that this golf course would take over. In Big Bay Point, we already have a very substantial golf course already known at Friday Harbor. And just up the way is the Allendale Golf Course, which is already for sale, which will probably be slotted for homes already. Kempenfelt Center was also closed and will be probably homes shortly. So what I ask council is, where are our animals supposed to go in this area? We have a large deer population, pileated woodpeckers, wildlife. There's some animals that are endangered that live and occupy that space that's supposed to be slated for this new Next 9 golf course. And already a very, very busy small piece of land here in Big Bay. And I, as a resident here for 23 years, I'm very concerned about another golf course being slated for this area, especially in untouched forest and wetlands that area occupies. And also, too, they want to have this golf course with the people crossing Big Bay Point. And with many accidents already occurring, I live right on Big Bay Point and I walk the road every day, 2 times a day. The speed is not maintained at 60 kilometers an hour. And I have sent many letters to the Innisfil Police Department in regards to the speed and requesting people to come down and to do more speed traps and utilizing even my driveway if that's possible. And I just think it's really irresponsible to even think of having people crossing the road to go into another part of the woods to play their golf. So those are my concerns. Also, if you look at the lands, there are mounds, which I don't know if the indigenous people have been notified and come out there to check out what's underneath these mounds. I'm thinking that it might be something archaeological that would be important to the Native people. And that's basically my piece. I'm very, very concerned mainly about the maintaining the cottage-like atmosphere that we look for here in Big Bay Point. The reason why I moved here 20 years ago. I know a reason why Friday Harbor was developed and promotes that, you know, it is the cottage away from Toronto. And I think we need to maintain this forest for our animals in this area and not drive them out to who knows where, because Innisfil is becoming very populated. And, you know, where are these animals supposed to go?
Thank you very much for your comments, Ms. Morel. Mr. Rayner, you had a comment?
I'm sorry to interrupt, Your Worship, members of council, and Vanessa. I just wanted to let you know that unfortunately we're having some technical issues with the live stream at the moment. If you'd like to perhaps take a short recess, we are rebooting the system and with any luck be able to continue broadcasting or start broadcasting shortly, but I'll leave it in your capable hands, Your Worship.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Rayner. So thank you again, Ms. Morrell, for your comments. The same goes for if you wanted to stay on, and it sounds like maybe you'd have a better opportunity than with how the live stream's going on right now. But thank you for your comments. And I think we have one more in open forum, but if we'll just hold one moment, Council. So it's 7:09. Let's reconvene in about 4 minutes, and we'll see if they've been able to hook up again. So if we could ask everybody to come back. I'm not sure if my clock's in sync. So 7:10, so if we could come back about 7:15, and we'll start with Mr. Crittenden. Deputy Mayor? You're on.